This podcast is brought to you by the following
Why don't you go like
sponsors.
this and have lightning come from your hands? Yeah.
I'll just do this.
Effects.
Finishers MMA is located at 3761 Nicholas Street in Easton, PA, Lehigh Valley's home for 10th Planet Jiu-Jitsu. The amount of people that they have over there instructing is insane. They have J.M. Holland, John Thor Blanks opening up 10th Planet Allentown, Zach Meslaney, Grace Gundrum. It is elite teaching over there. They teach self-defense, no-gi jiu-jitsu, and kickboxing. They have a kids martial arts program that is building and growing, and Grace is teaching every single kids class. Get over there. They are the biggest killers in the game. That's 3761 Nicholas Street in Easton, PA. Do you have anything to interject?
You didn't let me talk. I don't know.
No, I would like trying to get quicker on that. But they have multiple schools, and it's www.finishersmma.com. That has their schedule on there, and it has when they rotate everything. And they have evening classes because if you work and you can't get there, they even have, I think, an 8 o'clock class on Wednesday.
The thing I like the best is that they treat people with respect. It's not like one of those weird places you go and they talk down to you and, you know, like I'm a big bad sensei kind of crap.
No, not at all.
They're super cool guys. Everybody that goes there is nice. Everybody's friendly. It's just a wonderful place to go and learn jiu-jitsu. Wonderful place to go learn choke people.
Yeah.
Just go choke some people.
Every time I've been over there, and I get a little intimidated sometimes going into classes like that, even like going to the gym or like the Y, I get a little uncomfortable, and they make you feel at home there. Super professional. The guys have been doing it for a while. Zach, JM, and Thor all have their black belts. So
and they have crazy top-notch equipment. Everything is awesome. It's not some...
Yep. Every now and then they do
awesome. It's an awesome place.
Seminars and stuff there too. So check it out. It's finishersmma.com, and they are located at 3761 Nicholas Street in Easton, PA. Their social media is everywhere, so you can go find them. And thank you guys for being a sponsor. Taylor Edge Wood Company. Drew Hoagland. They make handmade and local crafting and bringing you gorgeous custom wood design. If you're looking for a custom table, nightstand, countertop, and more, they can help you. Drew made this table and that desk. A lot of people always have asked us who did this, and it was Taylor Edge Wood Company. Their social media you can find is Taylor Edge Wood Co. on Facebook and Instagram. Instagram has a lot of the pictures and stuff. That's the best place to follow them. They just got the website up. It should be running by the time this airs, but that's tayloredgewoodco.com, and he's going to have cutting boards on there. Their T-shirts are really cool. I know they're doing fall shirts for that, and he's just a stand-up guy. He's done nothing but help the show since day one and has really ultimate crafting.
Yeah, if you're looking to get something different for your home and you don't want to have the same boring home with the same boring box store, stupid tables that are particle board that are wrapped in crappy vinyl stuff, check him out. He'll come and give you an estimate, let you pick out whatever you want. He's a crazy nut for black walnut, and he loves the stuff, the smell
He's
of it.
Obsessed with
crazy.
it.
It's a little awkward, but he's very very talented. And like I said, if you want something custom and nothing says that you're cool, then I have a damn custom table and you don't.
Yeah, and you get professional quotes, and he's also got that he's going to be having that on the website where you'll be able to get quotes off of there. So if you're looking for top-notch,
locally sourced.
Yeah, everything's out of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, support local people.
Yeah, so hit them up. You can hit up tayloredgewoodco@gmail.com for any inquiries on what you need. Instagram's a good way to get a hold of him, and he runs it with his wife, so they're super local to us, and they helped us out since the beginning. So please go check them out, and thank you for being a sponsor.
All right, our next sponsor is All Valley Rooter and Plumbing.
Jared LaBarba. I've been friends with Jared for almost my entire life, and he came down to the studio looking to sponsor, and we had a long conversation, and he wanted help building in the Nazareth area. He has a lot of work in the Lehigh Valley, but he specifically wanted to get into Nazareth, and we have a really big reach in Nazareth. It's not a big place, but we do have bigger reach than anyone else here.
We control the whole
We
town.
own Nazareth. But Jared went through his whole story and told me everything he's doing, and his plumbing is top notch. Yes. They do faucet repair, sub pump replacement, sink installation, pipe installation, leaks, toilet repair, and more. They have 24-hour service, 365 days a year. They charge by the job, not the hour. All services come with a 1-year warranty and guarantee. He's going to be our plumber from now on if we have any problems with the sink and whatnot. Yeah. Having plumbing issues is probably one of the biggest headaches ever.
It's one of those things that if something goes bad with your plumbing, it's really bad. There is no minor plumbing issue. And it's good to have someone that's local that you can call, that you know, and say, hey, I really need your help, as opposed to some guy that he's going to spend, he's going to take 3 hours to get there and he's going to show up. He's going to overcharge you. It's just not worth it. Go with a local guy, super professional. He can do everything you really want. He lists a bunch of stuff there, but I'm pretty sure he can do pretty much everything involving plumbing. So I'm just going to call him for everything. So. Whatever.
Yeah, and you have 2 properties that you can use them for now, too, because you didn't have a good experience.
No, they were horrible.
I wish you would say who it was.
I really hate that.
His website is allvalleyrouter.net, and that is the place where you're going to find all of the information you need to get a hold of Jared if you have any plumbing issues, or if you're just trying to get quotes for stuff. But they are 365 days a year. They are open 24 hours, and we want to thank him for being one of our first sponsors on the show. It means a lot, and all you Nazareth peeps or anybody in the Lehigh Valley who wants a trusted, reliable, professional plumber, please contact Jared.
And our next sponsor is Rips Auto Detail. I love this guy. Go ahead.
One of my favorite guests on the show.
Cool. He's a really nice guy. He's a very good DJ also, by the way.
Yes, and he's super professional at his job. He's got over 15 years of experience. He's located at 630 North Nelson Street in Allentown, PA. He does paint correction, ceramic coating, interior, and pro auto detail. If you follow him on Rips Auto Detail on Instagram, it's insane what this guy actually does with a car.
I am recommending that you go to Popeyes, which is right up the street, and you put fingerprints all over your vehicle, and then you go there, and he will make it perfect again.
Yeah, he's got 15 years of experience. He's got a package for everyone. What he stressed on the show is that he doesn't just do super high-end vehicles. Yep. He can do anything from, if you just have a daily driver and you just like having a clean car, you can get that done, all the way up to getting a boat done.
Yeah, well, it's worth it because I had my SUV detailed last year, actually, just because, especially when you live around here with the salt and everything else, if you get a really good detail on it, it actually will keep your car looking better than dealing with all the salt, because you keep going for car washes and stuff. That's not good. So if you get a really good detail on it, it actually will help all that stuff. So it basically winterizes your thing. And plus, when it gets nice out, you just go there and get it, just touched up a little bit, get it, refreshed, and you have a car that doesn't look like you're a slob.
You can contact him directly on Instagram, and that's at Rips Auto Detail, or you can call him at 484-553-1366. If you really want to know what this guy does, check out our past podcast with him. It's got a boatload of information. I didn't know, I knew he was good at what he was doing, and he opened his own business and all that, but to hear the story of how he got to where he's at and the 15 years experience, he's a super pro. He's a really great guy. Just go check out his stuff at Rips Auto Detail on Instagram, Facebook, and his website is coming soon. So go check him out, and he's one of our first sponsors as well. And we couldn't do the show without all these people, so I want to thank everyone. And shout out to Rips Auto Detail, and give him a follow.
And he gives you a free bucket of chicken.
No, he does not.
He's from Popeyes, says he does. Put that in there.
He didn't even like Popeyes.
Rips, you need to give out free chicken. Thank you.
Check out what he's doing on social media, and we won't use that part. And then we'll end it with, this is a professional Class A operation. Check out the podcast we did with him.
Our next sponsor is Luke Delmeyer Custom Knives. If you've ever wanted a custom knife, say a chef knife, say a camp knife, say any kind of cool custom knives, I'm sure any of you guys have watched Forge and Fire or whatever, this guy actually does that. He makes wonderful, crazy knives. He's leaps and bounds above anybody you're going to have around here. He's a good dude. You can contact him and give him basic parameters of what you want to make for our custom knives. He does sell his own knives on his website.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different knives on the website and his Instagram as well.
Instagram, he puts it up a little bit, and he'll say, hey, man, I'm selling this. His website's lukedelmeyer.com. Yeah, I mean, he lists a bunch of stuff. Like I said, you can ask for the custom stuff. He's starting a new line, which you can talk about, of the chef knives.
Yeah, the chef knife that he brought over to the studio was incredible because he showed me the demo one that they started with that he made out of a leaf spring, which is insane. But then what he handed off to me, I immediately just wanted to start prepping and cutting onions.
You were trying to.
I was excited to cook, and that's what a chef knife should do. And if
you
you're
just kept telling him you wanted to use it to cut something.
I did. And if you're looking for a chef knife or any sort of custom knives that you would like in your life for whatever reason, this guy, the amount of work that he's putting behind it, the craftsmanship that's behind his actual craft with blacksmithing, the dude's extremely talented, extremely humble, and please go check out his social media, and it's Luke Delmeyer at Instagram. That's where you're going to get a lot of his knives. He's testing the knives.
But you forgot the coolest part.
What's that?
You want to make your own knife?
Yeah.
He's got classes.
Yeah. That's right.
He has his own classes. You can go there, look like an idiot, because that's what I'll probably look like when I do mine. But you can go there, and he offers classes and teaches you how to make a knife. And I think that's awesome because there is no one and nowhere in this area that does that.
No. And if you're looking for a custom knife of any range, whether it's something that you're just looking for hiking, or if you're looking for a chef knife, or you're just looking to collect something as a hobby, go check out his social media, check out his webpage, get in touch with him, and see which knife is right for you. And that's lukedelmeyer.com. And thank you for being a sponsor. Yes, you are getting your own intro today. Never Again Radio. I can't wait to do this. Never Again Radio, episode 36. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we've ever had a guest force themselves onto the show. She was not invited. She bothered us repeatedly. And because of this and the things she's left in my mailbox, I'm giving you TikTok's Mother Goose.
Oh my God.
Kelly,
I'm not gonna.
the show stalker. Everyone knows your last name because I use it all the time, but I don't know if you want me to use
I hate that.
So you want me to say your last name now?
No. Kelly Lynn.
Trending TikTok star Kelly Lynn, show stalker. Proud mother.
And grandmother.
Dedicated worker.
Grandmother.
And all my friends talk about you constantly in my DMs. How are you, Kelly?
You're making me laugh already, so I'm good. Thanks.
Why did you want to come on?
Because I talk to you every day.
Not a lot of people know.
I've talked to you every day for the past 3 years of my life. So
yeah, not a lot of people know how far our relationship goes back. I don't. And then I was thinking before the show started, I was like, how did I even get to know you? And I forgot it was because I saved you on the side of the road when you ran out of gas when I was working at Cherry Hill.
Yeah, the night in the white car.
Who did you call? Chico?
I thought, no, I called you.
I didn't have your number.
Yes, because you used to ask me to send you Belfies and boob pics.
Oh.
What are Belfies?
So I always had your number.
What are selfies?
Belfies are butt selfies.
No one calls them that, Kelly. Not one
That's
person.
That's what they were called back in the day.
So we're clear. You didn't save those on any kind of.
They're probably
They're on his hard drive.
They're probably no. That got wiped. If anything, they were on like an old flip phone. That's how long ago that was.
So long ago.
I was probably 20. You were in your early 40s. Yeah, and then I forgot that I dropped off gas for you, and then right after that is you opened a shop in Nazareth. Mm-hmm. What was it? All gussied up. I wanted to get into. It's a good topic because then this will just settle and we'll get comfortable and fuck around. But you had some awful things. We really enjoy, and Jesse will back me up on this, is talking about how horrible it is to run a business in Nazareth.
Yeah.
How horrible was it for you? Someone keyed your car because you were playing music outside? Give us the story of how that business started, because you do multiple things, and I do want to push your photography business.
Okay. So how it got started, though, was I started mobile spray tanning. So I was like going around to my friends' houses and doing spray tan parties.
I forgot you did that.
Yeah. So I remember driving by in Nazareth, and I saw that place, and I thought, how many spray tans would it take for me to pay the rent? Like that was literally my strategy.
Yeah.
I think it was like 30 spray tans a month would pay the rent.
And that's not really that hard to do if you get a little bit of a following.
No, yeah. And so I signed the lease probably that same day because I'm super impulsive sometimes. I don't think about those types of decisions. And then it just like evolved and morphed. We did services, and then people were like, well, why don't you sell stuff? And then why don't you sell this? So yeah,
I don't know if that happens in any other places besides Nazareth, but I feel like Nazareth people like to come into your shop and tell you, they forced Cozy Cake to sell cupcakes. That's not a business.
And she didn't want to sell cupcakes.
Yeah, they just said, you should carry. Well, that's how the other place was uptown. They were carrying knickknacks, and people were like, you should carry more hair stuff. And she goes, I don't want to do that. That's not. No, you should. You should just do it. Well, no, that's money that I have to spend, and then it sits here. A lot of money. People don't understand that. But,
so the retail part of the business was, obviously the most expensive part, and then people wanted me to start paying, like selling retro outfits and shoes, and then you have to buy minimum. So I spent a lot of money on retail. Yeah, I mean, but it was fun, and then we had a lot of events for women. It was called the Home of the Unhoused Wives Club. So we focused.
I forgot you did all that because you forced me to go to a.
You went to like all the events. You're like, where can I meet a lady
one?
Here?
I went to one event.
Oh, come on.
I went to one event. Yeah, whatever. And it was because you were part of the Chamber of Commerce. I'm not a fan of the Chamber of Commerce. I think it's just wasted money. Like they just put a bunch of people in who also own businesses, and they're like, support each other, but no one really does.
They'd like to come for the free food and like the beverages. Yeah. But I mean, it was nice having Charlie Dent do the ribbon ceremony.
Who's Charlie Dent? Who's Charlie Dent?
I did not have a good relationship with Charlie Dent.
He was a politician.
Yeah, I did not have a good relationship with Charlie Dent. Yeah. He's finally out of office. I believe he was a senator. Or was he? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he was not I asked him questions, and he got really snippy with me one time. So, yeah, I let him know a couple things. So I never voted for Charlie Dent.
He was asking him for Belfies.
Yeah, I was like, you got any Belfies, Charlie Dent? I see them slacks.
He probably does.
No, he was real cocky. I asked him about something he was standing on. It was part of his thing, and I just said, hey, I just have a question regarding your platform. And he goes, what? And I asked him, and he was just like, well, what are you trying to get at? I don't know. I just asked you a question about your platform. And he got real snippy. I was like, dude, fuck you. And he just walked away. Like, well, you're a piece of shit. Nobody's going to vote for you. But unfortunately, we had no way to run against him because Nazareth sucks and nobody votes.
You did have a lot of people attending those events.
Yeah.
And then you actually put effort into getting business, and there wasn't a lot of foot traffic, but I feel like there was a decent amount when you were there, and then you were like playing music outside.
I love the music.
Yeah, tell that part about the lady who called the police on you.
She was actually...
I hate this fucking town.
This was a crazy thing. I used to teach at Northampton Community College, and she was a student there. And she had come into my boutique, and we were friends and stuff. But then I guess when I started playing the music, it was annoying her.
Did she live near there?
Yeah, she lived like catty corner above like the one guitar, like the guy who taught music lessons or something like that.
Okay.
It wasn't too far, but so she called the police, but then she also called the dean of my department and said that I was harassing students with my music.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you were a teacher.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So she tried to get me fired. She tried to get me arrested. She was crazy. And then she was trying to follow me on all social media. So
didn't she put like dog shit in your purse or something like that?
No, but I think she keyed my car.
Oh, absolutely. She keyed your car.
I don't understand. Yeah. She's probably the same people that when that guy next to the taco place wanted to have live music, he went and got a permit.
Yeah.
And they still called the cops on him. And the cops were like, well, our hands are tied. We have to shut it down. They said, well, we got a permit to do this. We still got to shut it down.
Because you actually ran a business in Nazareth, would you say that it's the people that live here is the problem, or do you think it's the board and the bullshit?
I didn't really deal with the board as much. I know we went that one time for something. I forget what we went for, you and I.
It was the gala.
Oh, yeah. But I mean,
that fell apart.
I know they're like a little set in their ways because they're really, really old. But
old.
Yeah, they're really old. And but I felt like it was the people in town, like the people surrounding the businesses that are the problem.
I'm
especially down towards our way.
No, I'm like fucking nice in my neighborhood. Not now.
Past Emily's.
Now I got fucking ghetto trash that live next door that lock the windows with fucking newspaper. It's wonderful.
Town's falling
I live in a
apart.
beautiful neighborhood. It's so quiet. All the neighbors are quiet. And then
it's very like a charming southern colonial vibe he's got going on.
Some worthless piece of shit that's buying up buildings and not fucking finishing any of them move these fucking degenerates in who they just sit out on the porch and they're not supposed to be there yet. So they have newspaper and shit covering the windows and they're not supposed to be seen coming in and out, but they have 6 vehicles. So now they park on my whole street. So all my neighbors are like, who the fuck are all these vehicles? Like, we can't even park in front of our houses anymore. So there was a little mistake. Well, I yelled at my mom. So the other day, my mom was sitting outside with my daughters, and my wife left to go to the store, and she said, if somebody tries to park here, like, stop them. Like, you're not, it's the street. I understand. You can't hold a fucking spot. But we're right in front of the fucking house. So she left, and he pulled up, and my fucking 3-year-old daughter just goes, hey, you're not supposed to be here. To the lady. Well, let's just say the lady took that as a racial comment and said, oh my God, you see what those people are teaching that little girl? And my mom just goes, shut the fuck up. Like, get out of here. Like, you're not even supposed to be here. And they go, do you see what I mean? We're not supposed to be here. And it's like, it's nothing to do with the color of your skin. You're not supposed to be here because you have 6 fucking vehicles. And you don't even live on this block. You live on the next block over. And they just refuse to, like, park by their house. So they park on my block. So it's been nonstop fucking as soon as, like, they literally, like, the other day my wife walked out and said, hey, the lady got out of her car. She said, could you please, like, move forward a little bit so that another car could park behind you? We can fit 4 cars here. And the lady just goes, it's a free street. I can park wherever I want. And I was like, oh, great. She goes, wow, they're wonderful. So then we yelled, now they stay in their house.
Do you run into that in the big city of Boston?
No.
No.
I mean, I was going to say I could open up my window, but I mean, I live in an apartment complex, so
yeah, I
don't really see anything right now, especially during COVID-19. I've been in my apartment for a long time.
Not really, just 2 weeks. It's not that long.
Longer. It's been longer. It's like 18 days, 17 or something like that.
I wanted to get into a little bit about how you got to. It's fascinating to me because of how far you've come in your work. Where did it start when you started getting in, like, because you did a bunch of different things, like you tried running the business, you did the photography for a while, and then I think it was when you got into Olympus is when you started really climbing the corporate thing, but that's what impressed me the most of how far you actually went with that.
Well, I always did corporate, but I left it for like 5 years when I went to start teaching, and I opened up the business, and then I had a staffing firm, and my ex-husband had his hardscaping company. So like I had 5 years of where I was just doing entrepreneurial things. And then when I got divorced, I was like, oh, I need a full-time income now because, I had a very flexible schedule, a lot of part-time incomes, but that wasn't sustainable. So I just got back into what I used to be into, which was travel. So I managed the corporate travel program at Olympus. But then from there, I just started like pitching ideas like, hey, you don't have anybody to manage this category of spend. And like, that's how I started to grow. I'd like pitch a new idea, or I'd take a stretch assignment, and then that would grow into a new role. So that happened to me like 2 times there. And then that was over the course of like 4 years, I think. And then I moved into my new role up here in Boston. So yeah, stretch assignments, extra work, long days and nights.
So you mean like what our parents and stuff used to say, like if you put in hard work, you'll actually get something out of it?
Yeah,
oh,
definitely.
Shit. See?
And Mike knows I really like to work. I mean, sometimes.
Well, I think that's the problem with the fucking kids now. Nobody wants to do anything. Like they literally don't want to work at all anymore. And that's why drugs are fucking up because they look and they're like, well, why would I fucking go and work and get paid $10 an hour and make shit, or I can just go sell drugs and make a couple grand in a week. That's why it is the way it is. Nobody wants to fucking work anymore, which is a shame.
I love work. I'm addicted.
Yeah. There's other things I wanted to point out as well, is like you kind of just, sped up what I was planning on talking about for 20 minutes and finished it in 3 minutes. So thank you.
I'm efficient. Okay.
No, it's my favorite things when guests do that. I got you. What was it like? Because you left out being a single mom throughout all this shit too. You had a bunch of bullshit going on. It wasn't just like, I put in some time. Like you had stuff going on with your daughter. You had, you were raising your daughter, and then it was just constantly moving. And it wasn't like you were just doing that. You were also like
going to school.
You bought a house. Well, you did school full time. Then you bought a house. Then you were redoing the house. Then you got into a tiny home, which we can get into. And then what was it like having to do all that stuff while having to do all this serious corporate work?
I was actually teaching. Olivia was still in school, and I was working at Olympus, and that was really tough. So I had to give up teaching. And I think my last semester,
what were you teaching?
My students, public speaking.
Oh yeah,
speech
that's right.
Communication. Yeah. And my students, they just knew, like, I don't know, I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, I think I had too much going on with work and school and Olivia, and I knew it was my last semester. But I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but it was challenging doing all three things. And then I was doing photography too. So
yeah, how did you get into photography?
Started to kick off.
How did you even get into that? How did you get into photography?
That I got into from All Gussied Up. So like my one thing in my life, every step or every move I've ever made, or, if I've left a job or been laid off, like it's always led me to the next best thing. So like at Olympus, I had this like horrible boss, right? I mean, she wasn't horrible because I'm here today because of her. So I thank her. But it wasn't like the best situation. So like that situation led me to look for a new job in Boston, right? And like now I have this amazing job with this other company. So I always think like that thing leads me to this thing. And that's how it's always been that way for me, no matter what I've done.
Now, do you like Boston a lot?
Yes.
Yeah. I've never been to Boston. Never.
What?
Oh
my God.
No, I never did. I lived in New York for a while. And every time I go to New York, people are like, yeah, you don't want to go to Boston. Every summer they shit on each other nonstop. I don't care about either. I mean, I like New York. It was great, but no, I never been to Boston ever.
It's like a nice place because
yeah.
But now I'm moving, so I'm moving on Sunday to a different area, a little bit outside of the city.
Okay.
So.
What was the transition like moving to Boston? Because you're still working. Well, when you moved down there, the job that you took down there was what, for robotics? Because it's nothing like your other jobs, is it?
No, my other job with Olympus when I first moved here was media. I was a media manager for their professional education department, and that was like safe and effective use of their medical products. So I did all the media for them.
Oh, and then I transitioned into Olympus makes a lot of. That's right. I always
they're
you
all
always
medical.
get stuck about like camera stuff. Camera. But no, I remember I asking what's his name about at that time. Yeah, they make a bunch of medical stuff. I forgot about.
Yeah, that's their business.
The bread and butter, as they call it. Yeah, I mean,
you guys are around. You guys are in your 40s, so colonoscopies, 80% of that market is Olympus.
It's the scope, right? It's the actual
when
camera.
do you have to get your colonoscopies?
Yeah. It's supposed to be after you're 40 now, I think.
Yeah,
why are we asking you?
Because she's 62.
What?
Yeah.
We don't ask her. But I'm saying is, I remember.
I just realized what do? They have to scope your asshole?
Yeah, you just like take a drink.
I don't want anything in my asshole.
Oh, just do it.
You are asleep. You don't even know it's there.
I mean, I'll get turned on then.
All I know is...
I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
I have a very loud laugh.
No,
I
you're
forgot
fine.
about. Yeah, I forgot about. They make all the all the camera equipment for all of. They do a bunch of different scopes and stuff like
Optics.
that.
Yep.
Yeah,
they do
that's
life science stuff. They do everything.
Yep.
So when you did the photography, it wasn't like you were just taking pictures though. You were doing full weddings, like everything you do, you go all in on, which is I think why we get along well, and why I can relate to a lot of this shit you do, because it's like when you'll be like, oh, all right, I'm just gonna get a tiny house, where some people would say that, and then you're like, no, I sold my fucking house, I bought a lot of land, and I have this tiny house.
Yeah, but
and
now
then
that's a good story to tell why I did that. Can I tell that story?
Yeah, but I'm just saying, it's like I'll get a text message and she'll be like, oh my God, like what I just bought. And I'll be like, what the fuck are you, like how you just bought land in Hawaii?
Well, you bought that, you brought that up on the show before, and you said a tiny house, and I just said, I feel like I would just walk in and then just have to spin around in circles and then walk
I never got
out.
to see it. I always wanted to go. I actually always wanted to rent it out. I wish you would have kept it.
It's very efficient.
It was completely out of the way.
I saw
half
one
a tank
in person.
Of gas.
No, I saw one
half
in person.
Half a tank of gas to get there.
And I walked in and I go, I can't. I would be so fucking annoyed in here.
I have too much shit. I have too much shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I mean, at least your desk is clean right now.
Yeah. So what? It's clean. I'm a clean guy.
Yeah. It's all on my desk.
That's all his stuff. That's all his stuff.
Driving me nuts, Jesse.
Listen, this isn't my stuff.
No, the one time she was like, "Hey, man," she's like, "That cluster on your desk looks like shit on the podcast." And then the one time I was just doing it because I kept having to take it off and put it back on, and then there's so many trinkets.
That's the only one.
So then the one time I left it off, and then I was editing the video, and I'm like, it looks much better.
Wow,
clean,
she was right.
I didn't say you were right.
He likes the trinkets.
Wait, can I tell you why I got that tiny house? Do you remember that story, Mike?
Eat up time. You told your life story in 2 minutes.
No, but do you remember that?
No, it was probably an abusive
so I had this
boyfriend was chasing you.
Boyfriend.
There we go.
I had a horrible boyfriend, Vinny, and I will say his name.
Yeah, Vinny.
Boy, did I love him. I loved Vinny. But anyway, he was really horrible, and he was miserable, and he wouldn't let me break up with him. And when I say
that's right. I forgot about that lunatic.
Yeah, he wouldn't let me break up with him. Yeah. So... And he lived with me.
You tell me all these horrible things about him. Then you'd be like, so do you want to come over and watch football with us? And I'm like, no, I don't.
But anyway, I said to him the one day, I go, would you want to move into a tiny house? Like, how do you feel about that? And he said, no way. I'm like, well, I listed my house today and put a down payment on a tiny house. I'm like, I bought one. So as soon as my house sells, I'm moving. He was like, what?
Was he living with you at the time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't.
All right, hold on. So
I know I could have kicked him out.
You could have just.
But I don't do drama.
She's not a big fan of confrontation.
You could have broke up with him and just told him to leave, or you could have took a baseball bat.
He wouldn't have left.
Baseball bat. He can't dodge that shit.
Tell him to leave.
Well, then you call the police and you say I asked him to leave, and then he leaves.
She didn't want the house though.
Drama.
She didn't want the house. Like after she was in the house for a little bit, she was like, she spent a lot of money on the house, and then she was like, this shit's way too big.
Did you make money on the house when you sold it?
Yeah, $65,000.
Well, then the fucking A. Then that's
the thing too, is when she makes moves, she's impulsive, but she always makes money.
So it's good. So that's good. But I'm just saying that. Yeah, I would. It's been like, let's get the fuck out. Just call the cops.
No, but you know what? It was like a good reason, and it's a good story. I'm like, when I tell that story,
but you went from having an awesome house, and it's cool because you made money.
House.
The cool part is you made money. But I'm saying you made money. You could have just bought another. You could have told them you were living in a small house or you're going to move, and then just bought another real house.
No, that's not her style.
But instead, you put yourself.
I go big or go home.
Yeah, she likes to start new chapters. New chapters. She's always start like in a new chapter.
The gypsy sister.
I don't know what that means.
I don't like gypsies. We bailed one out one time.
My parents used to always say that they would steal our furniture while we were in the backyard playing if we didn't lock all the doors and windows. My mom
said to capture their tears.
No,
she's.
Well, I mean, that was 86. I think it was going on.
Really?
Yeah. How old were you? 35.
Maybe 40. I think it was 40.
Oh, stop. Yeah, my mom would always say that. She'd be like, I'd be like, why are we locking the doors? Because I go out to play. And then she'd be like, because there's rumors. There's rumors that gypsies are going through neighborhoods. And it was like word of mouth back then. There wasn't the internet or anything. So it could have been true. They find the people in their backyard, and then you come into your home and all the furniture's gone, Michael. I have to confront her about that. I wonder if it was just lies in order for me to get...
Coneheads did that in my town. They called them the coneheads.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Like they said coneheads would get you.
Meth monsters. I've been seeing a lot of kids whacked out on drugs out front here. There was a kid walking around today. I've noticed a lot of people that don't normally go outside are now going outside, which is weird to me. Like pill heads are starting to go outside for fresh air. And I'm like, why?
Wait till the $1,200 comes in the mail. It's gonna be a lot of fucking ODs because people are gonna really fucking cash in.
I get seeing like families and stuff.
What are drug addicts doing right now? I wonder, like people who need
robbing
drugs
shit.
daily.
Robbing shit. They're robbing shit.
Oh, that's what.
And the good thing is they're robbing shit. And then because the judges are afraid to put him in jail because they feel that it's going to be a death sentence for them, they're just letting him go.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that are just going through withdrawal and shit too.
No, there's a lot of people that get arrested 3-4 times in Lehigh. And last time the judge just said, if I see you back here again, we're really going to keep you this time. So then what about the 3 times that he stole shit? Are those people ever going to be made whole again, or they just get fucked?
Oh, well.
That's what happens.
I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird time, but there was a kid I went for a bike ride and I came back from the bike ride and I was like getting ready to cross the street and I saw the kid, but I'm like kind of trying to be conscious between like when people are walking, like I'll just stop and let them go instead of going by people.
Yeah, be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to keep my distance, do my part. So the kid like stopped and was like talking to a stop sign or some shit, and then I just thought he was maybe reading it or like was on the phone, and then he kept waiting, and then he crossed finally when I got to the studio and I could see him like in the glare, and I was like, I really don't want to like punch someone. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that. And then he just started walking by and he was like mumbling like motherfucker blah blah blah, and he's probably like 17. He was like wearing pajamas, and then he left and then came back, and then there was some other crackhead out there this morning, and they're just coming out of the woodwork, but I don't understand why, because they stay inside.
Well, let me tell you, Michael, it's because they know there's free money coming, and you're not allowed to be evicted. So now all these people that are here that don't work, that
are normally hiding,
don't have to worry about how they spend their money because they don't have to pay rent.
That's true too.
You can't evict them, so they got 3 or 4 months free.
Is there the no? Like, did they start that no eviction?
Yeah, they did since a week and a half ago. You
like they can't, and they can't turn the power off if you don't like pay your electric bill.
You can't the internet, as long as you don't have, if you don't have a balance, you can call the internet company and say, listen, I'm out of work, and you can just tell them I have no money coming in, and then they can't shut it off because you need it for emergency reasons. So no one's paying their bills, no one's paying rent, which is why I think I saw a moving truck at my ghetto house right across the street. I think they moved another family in there because they know that they can't be kicked out. Yeah.
It's hard times, man.
Yeah.
How's the new place you're going to in Boston? It looks really cool.
It's on an island.
Ooh.
It's amazing. It's Boston's elite, and I'm renting because, you know, some people thought I bought an oceanfront property. I did not, but it is in a mansion on the ocean. Like, I have steps down into the water. I have 2 decks. First floor. It's amazing, and I'm so happy that like Sunday I get to go live there, because being quarantined oceanfront.
Is this where we put your single and your phone number across the bottom?
Oh, I can do that.
Yeah.
She lives in a mansion on the water.
The first floor
on the water, people.
On the water.
Here's the number.
I just bought my patio
the address,
furniture
Carol Baskin
yesterday.
style.
Carol Baskins.
Oh,
you know you spelled her name wrong. It's Carol with an E.
I don't care.
OJ believes she killed her husband too. I saw that today.
OJ, oh, really?
OJ gave a speech and said, "Yeah, he 100% made him the tiger sashimi." He said.
So is your Boston's ban lifted Sunday?
No.
Oh, so you're just moving, and then
it doesn't say that we can't move. It just says like we can't hang out in public places.
No, it's considered like you're allowed to move because it's considered an emergency. Like if you wanted to leave New York City to get away from like what's going on there, like you're allowed to leave.
Yeah, but I thought they were like now quarantining you. Like, so if you cross from New York into a different state, like I heard that they're taking your information down.
That's only from New York and certain parts of Jersey because there's high levels. Okay. Yeah, because there's high level people and they're all trying to come here. A lot of people actually got shut down in the Poconos because there's a lot of vacation homes and a lot of B&Bs in Poconos. So they were actually putting up ads saying like, hey, if you want to flee the city, come to this beautiful Poconos, and that's why
and the
Poconos
Airbnbs are super cheap because they're doing like $79.
And that's why the Poconos are infected with a bunch of shit too. Because in the beginning, which people don't realize, and they buried the fucking video, the Department of Health lady and guy, really, the two of the people, gave a speech outside, and they said, everybody live your lives, enjoy their time, go to plays. You know, this is New York. We do what we want. We stride on. They told everybody to do whatever they want. And a day later or 2 days later, there's fucking thousands of people sick. So,
my God, so many there.
They just told them to do whatever. Yeah, that's why it's bad.
Wait, what do you guys like? Okay, so what do you do to take precaution? Like, what's your thing?
I drink bourbon. It kills it.
No, I mean, like when you leave the house, like, do you carry Lysol? Do you have like the?
No, I'm riding my bike. If I would go to the store, maybe like a lot of people are wearing gloves. But then what's funny is then you just see the gloves in the parking lot.
Yeah, and then
like it's just people. Like nobody. I don't care how. It's just people are disgusting.
All of them, most of the stores, except for I think Giant.
Giant is atrocious.
No, I'm saying
there's one lady standing off to the side. Yeah. She goes, "We have the hand sanitizer if you want to use it."
But
That's all they're doing.
The other places you can order food.
Round of applause to Wegmans.
Yeah, order food online, and you just show up out front, and they put in the back of your car.
They're still touching the food. They're still touching the food. People who touch the food, bringing it off the trucks.
We wipe down everything that comes in the house.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of people who don't.
I use this. I've been spraying everything.
Yep.
So
I huffed on mine.
We have the Lysol wipes, and then you were only allowed to get.
I had those. Yeah,
you're only allowed to get one bottle per customer. So my wife got it and my mom got one. They went together, and then they said, oh, well, the police are short, so we're requesting people to donate to the police. And my wife said, I don't trust that it's going to get there, and it's not going to be one of your employees. So she drove around until she found a cop and flagged him down and gave it to him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So he was like, wow.
I haven't been able to find, this is my last bottle, so.
Yeah, you can't find them. I think sometimes on Amazon you can get them, but it's getting rough.
How weird is it that there's just certain companies that are like booming and making a shitload of money? Toilet paper companies. Mm-hmm. Like they've never sold this much shit paper before.
3M.
You don't call it shit paper?
Shit tickets.
Shit tickets.
Yeah, shit tickets.
Even the
Lysol.
Yeah.
What are those things called? Like the oh god.
What, the mask?
The toilet that squirt water.
Bidets.
The bidets. Yeah. I'm really thinking about getting one, but I don't.
They're sold out.
They're sold out. I'm just paranoid about cutting water from the main line into the thing. I know I'll fuck it up and flood my fucking bathroom.
I think Dustin.
But you don't have to cut it.
No, you don't. There's ones that you just put on it and.
No, but you just put it on.
But you
what
need
is that beeping?
I don't know. You need a splitter to go on the line. Oh, you got to run another water line because you got to get water into it. So coming out of the main thing, you have to get a splitter.
Oh yeah, mine came with a splitter. You are right.
What is that noise?
Uh-oh, is that me?
That's you. Oh yeah, that's you.
My daughter.
It was making a No, that's what I'm paranoid about doing any of that because all my stuff has been there since we moved there, and I'm afraid if I mess up something that's been fine for how many years, it's just not gonna fucking work right. But I thought about getting one of those fucking bidets because I think it'd be so much better.
Dustin has one. It just like hooks up over top of the toilet seat.
Yeah. Yeah, we stayed at a bed and breakfast, and they had one.
Washed your asshole there?
Oh, it was just glorious.
When I went to Japan, they had the best.
Yeah.
Oh, heated seat.
Well, just some guy on all fours.
Listen, I always.
Hey, I took a selfie that time because I was like, this is life.
Yeah. No, I always tell the story, but when we went to Germany, we stopped at this huge they have gas stations, but because their gas is so expensive, they have like huge, massive stores attached to them. So we went in and we got gas and went into the store, and I was like, I gotta go to the bathroom. So the restroom, it was like $1, and I'm like, I can't believe I have to pay to use the fucking bathroom. But when you went in, it literally, you press a button, and the sprayer had a fucking sprayer and a squeegee. And the toilet seat spun in a circle. It cleaned the whole fucking seat.
Yeah.
And you did everything. It sprayed fucking perfume in the air. And I was like, this is like a fucking circus show. So that's why it's $1.
I never even thought of that. If you had to pay to use the bathroom, there'd definitely be a lot of people who are not paying to use the bathroom.
Yeah. But you have to get in. You give $1 and the door opens.
This country's different, though. Like, people would just shit in the parking lot.
Just wipe it on the walls.
Just be like, oh, you don't want to open your door to me? Blah.
Yeah.
I did that in Texas once.
The fact that they had to put a sign in the bathroom saying, like, employees must wash their hands, it's kind of like a given. You're supposed to wash your fucking hands.
Have you noticed, how do you think the restaurants are doing in Boston? Like, I know around here it's kind of like...
Oh, they're all shut.
Yeah.
I mean, they have to go, but we have a restaurant here in my building, and they shut down right away.
Yeah, there's a couple. I've been noticing some are opting not to even stay open, and I wonder why.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I don't think they have it set up to do.
Used to work.
Yeah.
That's why some of them are set up like some of like the chain restaurants like Olive Garden and all that shit. They already have online. Different. They already have online menus. They've already from years ago cut their menu down, so it's really streamlined. So they can really go and you can say, hey, you can do this. It's drive. We can pick it up or we can deliver it, whatever. But a lot of these smaller restaurants don't have that shit because they didn't think they needed it back then because they like to get the personal experience. Now they're getting fucked. So they should have got with the fucking times because, I mean, I think Sicily's is still fucking open.
Dude, McDonald's is still open. All that shit.
Burger King and shit.
Drive-through.
Yeah, because that's all people have money that figured it out.
But it's crazy because there's still people. I mean, I guess it's different for me because I worked in the food industry, but like people at McDonald's.
Open?
People at no. People at McDonald's like they're not.
Yo,
that was risky to eat there anyways, and everyone just says fuck it. Now people are still eating at those places. I mean, Chick-fil-A is probably better, but McDonald's on 248. Oof.
Rio's has a deal too.
I was asking Katie if Rio's was still open.
It's $23, and they give you like the turkey wrapped in bacon. They give you steak. They give you sausage.
Yeah, I mean they got all that shit in the freezer. So it's all gonna go bad. Or not freezer, the walk-in.
Yeah, call it in. You pay for it, and then when you get out front, no, we're gonna do it this weekend. And then you text them when you're outside.
Hey man, I'm outside.
Yeah, you got that shit?
Got that shit ticket, bro?
I love those shit.
How the fuck did you get on TikTok?
Oh, you know what? I think it was Olivia because she was talking about her doing baby stuff on there. And they went out the one night and I was like, oh, look at TikTok. Then I made a couple of videos with the baby. And I remember the one, like I got 1,000 views right away and it like got me addicted. It was just like that. And then I just like couldn't sleep that night and I kept watching them. And then I went a little nuts. I had to like study the algorithm and figure that out. And now I'm like totally in love with TikTok.
You are 100% drinking the Kool-Aid with TikTok. You believe what your numbers are real. And I feel like you use sexuality to sell your TikTok.
I do.
Sold.
What was the first video you did?
It was me and the baby. 3 videos of me and then, one video of me and the baby and then 2 of.
How did those do?
They did good. I mean, not as good as the bikinis or the cucumbers or, any of my other videos. Oh, I do push-ups in my sports bra. Those do okay.
Sorry, I swallowed wrong.
But Mike doesn't believe me. Jesse, what do you think? Mike doesn't believe me that these are like actual. I told him.
I have a problem with it. You told me.
But
you told me that someone can watch it 10 times and it counts as 10 views.
10 views, yeah.
Now, I think it does.
Now, if you paid,
play the motorboat.
If you paid a company to set up an algorithm that would just constantly be viewing,
I think it shuts off.
Yeah, I think TikTok does. I think TikTok controls it. It's
the same. It's the same as say, kind of like what I do to bring down some of my competition because they're assholes. They pay for Google Ads, which is the most corrupt fucking thing in the world. But every day I'll go on somebody's website with my phone, and then I'll go on with my laptop. So they have pay for every single time I go on. And then when I go to work, I go on it again with my phone and my laptop. Then they pay for that. So magically, all their money starts to disappear. And like, wow, I'm paying a lot of money in fucking Google Ads and no one's seeing my shit. But if they can prove and they can, lock down what my ID is for my phone and they can clear it, after a couple months, Google will refund some of their money. But the damage is already done.
He's like a negative version of you. Like he dumps all of his energy into horrible things.
Yeah.
But he still makes it. But like he makes it happen.
Rainbows and butterflies.
Yeah, he's demons and devils. It's very dark. Very dark behind that desk.
Seen a grown man naked?
On TikTok.
Yeah.
I did have a TikTok video get removed the other day. I was backing up the the drawer of unused condoms because this has been my sexless in the city life here for the last year.
So that got.
And I just like did a funny fast forward video, and it got so many views right away. But then they said I violated community guidelines.
So somebody reported it.
Yeah, somebody reported it.
It was probably someone you know.
Probably you.
No, I don't. You're slowly talking me into it. I'm not jumping.
I told
into
Mike there's a lot of people on there that sell their clothes and do like a lot of
I think
funny videos and then sell their merch.
I think you could cut up clips of this and put it on there.
Yeah, that's. I mean,
and I think it would work.
Him.
Yeah, I think that's you could use it the proper way instead of. I don't know.
I think people could be funny though on there too.
I mean, I'm not saying anybody does. I'm saying the videos of that one video that plays over and over again, and girls roll their eyes back and do that video that's 8 billion times over and over again. That's my mother texting me. She's drinking tequila apparently.
Oh wow.
Have you been getting drunk in the quarantine?
My mother, yes.
Me?
Yeah.
I did once. Yes. I actually got drunk last Friday night on a group Zoom with my family and then friends from the UK. It was so much fun. And then I had to go meet my new landlord that Saturday, and I had a hangover, and that was rough because I never drink. So.
You've been using Zoom for work, and I want to throw this idea at you, and I don't know if we'd be able to do it or not, but I want to do a Zoom dating show with you. So like what we'd have to do is have you, and then other people can join the Zoom call that would be your suitors.
Yeah.
And then we could have them like kind of leave the cameras off.
Would they be cute though?
Yeah, no, we'll set it up correctly.
You have to have like a minimum attractive level.
No, what I'll do is we'll pick like 10 guys.
Okay, wait. So who is this for? Who's trying to get a date?
Her.
Oh, okay.
So what we'll do is we'll get like 5. We'll pick 5.
I've been drinking bourbon. I'm not paying attention.
We'll do like a promo with it, and then we'll like when we're ready to do it, and then we can like set something up like this, and we can film it and chop it up, and then what we'll do is be like, hey, if anyone's looking to go out with show stalker Kelly Pettis, and then what we could do is get 5 guys that you approve. So you will give the go on these 5 guys. Then we'll take 3 out of the 5, and then they'll call in. But then their Zooms will be blank.
So basically, can't they have a video?
No, because I don't want you to know who you're talking to, so it's like blind date.
So basically, you're gonna
do this next week.
You're gonna get the approval as far as visually, just say like, okay, these guys are attractive.
But we're also.
I gave up ugly guys.
Well,
like, I'm done.
What I'm saying is
we are going to throw in a wild card. We are going to throw in like a wild card.
But what I'm saying is,
not like a drug addict or something. He'll still be good looking.
But people always say that's. But people say that's shallow or whatever. But in all reality, when you see somebody out in public, the first thing you are attracted to is how they look. You don't go, oh my God, I hear your voice. It's amazing. Or, oh my God, you're so,
Activeness and proximity are like the 2 main things for people.
So we'll get people, pick them out, and then mix them up. Can we change their voice? We have voice change on here. I can make them sound like whatever the fuck.
I think the voices are going to be the problem
because
we're going to have
like Bill Lore on here. You're going to know it's Bill Lore.
No.
Because he's going to be like, hey, what's up?
Because I'm doing his workouts every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can't do that.
Thanks, Bill Lore.
We could figure it out. We could figure it out. We'll put some work into it. But what I'm saying is I think we can just add the people we're interviewing to this main call, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, and then they would put in a fake name, and it could be on the screen here, and then
all the audio is still going to go through the board because it's one.
Call. It'll be just like her. It'll be the same kind of audio as her, but we can still pull it through into the board. Yeah.
So then we'll have like a round robin, and then she votes them off, and then what they do, and then what is
at
this?
the end is a reveal. When you vote them off, you can go, yeah, you missed this.
Yeah, and then what we'll do is have you come back to Nazareth for a date.
Yeah,
and then the following day, the both of you have to come to the studio and tell the date.
So much fun, Mike.
Yeah. That's fun. Awesome. We should do that. I just didn't know if we could do that with Zoom.
Maybe we have to do a Zoom date too, because if this thing lasts a long time, we'd have to probably.
Let's not being negative, Kelly. Let's look at the positive and hope that it's over in April. Let's not pray we're stuck inside. All right. Let's a little bit more positivity.
I'd like to get back to work eventually.
Positivity and prayer. I mean, you're a church girl. No one's working, Kelly.
No,
I am. I work every day.
No, like I mentioned
Full of
earlier,
shit. They call me all the time.
they don't deem my job essential because they instead of keeping people in jail, they just let them go.
They're letting them out.
Yeah, gun
right?
charges. Don't worry.
Tekashi 6ix9ine got let out early.
Gun charges
That's
from
crazy.
New York. I'm sure they're going to come right back to court. Don't worry, let them go for free. We don't want to keep them here.
It's a very weird time.
There is no bail. They let them all go. So, and it's also they deemed us not essential. So now my boss is trying to figure out how he's going to pay us. That's pretty much how it goes.
Unemployment, right?
It's only for
there's
1 week, and
things
then
going
now there's a new
around.
thing going on starting tomorrow.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be getting a loan.
Businesses
and
are going to be able to get loans.
They'll pay for payroll
Yeah, I know.
and shit.
I'm on that project at work too.
Yeah, it's a
It's
pain in the
small
ass. Well, it starts
SBA.
tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. So
I got to
Yeah,
figure out what
April
I have to
3rd.
actually sign up for.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm on it.
Time.
I'm on it. I think the dating thing will work. I think it'd be
That's gonna be
fun.
fun.
We'll save it for like
I haven't been
midsummer.
on a date since September.
No, like we'll set it all up. We'll do like a trial run, get a couple calls in, but like this has to be
But I
done
think
in
we can
studio
do
and
it-
like summertime.
No, I think we can do it
Because
ahead
what
of
we
time
can do is
and
we can
build
get
it
like
up.
Union and Finch to like
Yeah.
donate the dinner. We can like maybe even send like a camera guy with like do it super blind date-ish. It'd be a lot of really good content. It'd be a lot of really good content. I can ask Matt if he would want to do it. Like, I mean, he's not going to be that available because I think when they pick back up with work again.
be slammed.
But if he wants, if we do it on a time that lines up with Matt, and then like me and Matt just tag along and just film.
I think we can do it ahead of time, and then
Yeah.
once the person wins, then it gives them like a good couple weeks or a couple months to prepare
Yeah.
to try to
Start
figure out
getting
how
in
they
shape.
Nobody wants to go on a date
to
with
figure out
me.
how they're gonna woo you. You know what I mean?
You won't have a problem with that. Every time you post, I get 16 text messages. Oh my god, why don't you date that girl? And I'm like, you don't know her. She's insane.
She's crazy. I hate that you say that about me.
I say much worse things. I think
camera.
like what would we do? Like, would we do like Dorney Park, and then we're picking
Listen,
the date.
is it gonna be on video?
Oh, I can't do Dorney Park. I'm allergic.
Wildwater Kingdom. Just saying.
Oh yeah, you're trying to get her in a
Just
bikini.
Listen, guys, it's so
He's
much
trying to get
better.
her in a bikini. That's a good thought, though. We can think
Yeah.
of a
Okay.
bikini
It has to be
date.
something where
Will you grab me a
my-
hams, please?
My top stays on. Okay. I hate bikini dates.
No, she dresses well.
Last year.
She would look sultry regardless of what she did. We would definitely go to a restaurant, but you would need to do an activity before that. So we could probably maybe do like axe throwing.
Yes.
Yeah, I want
Yeah.
to do axe throwing.
Thank you. We would do axe throwing, and then and I didn't realize Shippy owns that. So it's like we'll promote the shit out of that. Then we can do the dinner, and then I don't know what we would do for the end. Like maybe
Dessert
maybe
shop. Take
maybe
Emily's, get some ice cream.
no, we need to get them like down by the like a beach fire somewhere, or like maybe
Oh.
the Travel Inn in Wing Gap.
Or go to the do a fun hike.
Wait,
you can
didn't
take
somebody
them.
just get stabbed there?
I don't think so.
They were
Fake
slow.
news,
You're
fake
faster
news.
than them. You
Oh
can,
no, that was the gateway, maybe.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm addicted to
You
lip
can
gloss.
you can go take a small little hike up on the Appalachian Trail and get a little
No.
fire going on a thing.
No one wants to bring a camera crew on the Appalachian Trail.
Listen, you can ride a 4-wheeler up there. They can walk.
What would you want? What is? Well, all right, let's get into this. What is your ideal date?
I don't know. It's been so long.
What's
I
all right?
just think
Let's start.
fun.
Let's start here because
I
you
don't want to sweat.
you do
I
date.
don't want to sweat
You
on
do
my
date, and I mean, when I was
I haven't
dating,
been on a
we
date
used
in a long time.
neither have I, but we
But I
used to
like
have
them
good.
impulsive.
We used to have good date stories.
Well, yeah, because I usually like go on a second or third date to like an island, like Jamaica or Puerto Rico or something.
Yeah.
I go on a date with my wife. That doesn't
Yeah.
count. I'm saying.
Yeah, that does count.
All right.
No,
let-
I go dates all the time.
What about if we do something like this? Like we do like an activity, the axe throwing, then we
Yeah,
head
I like
into like even if we do Union and Finch, then you kind of end the night with drinks in Easton and then a room at the Estonian.
I'm getting a room with anybody.
No, like I'm not saying you have to sleep with the person, but there has to be the option at the end of the show. Don't you remember Blind Date? Like they'd be like, "So, are you going to come in,
Yeah, you
or
rent,
am I
you rent
going
two
home?"
rooms. 2 rooms, and the question is it going to make it over to a room? Or
Well, I mean,
not?
you're going to be staying. You're going to be staying in the area, so we're going to have.
Bachelor guys.
we're
This
gonna-
is like.
I already got it figured out. So you're coming into
we
town.
can get some pinhole cameras and put up in a room. Be like, let's see what's going on in here. Just saying, guys.
That's
It's
that is
selling it.
legal. He does have a good idea, and that is legal. Okay, so you will be coming into town for the weekend, so we could put you up at the. Or I mean, you're paying, but we're saying we're putting you up at the.
Sponsored by Kelly Lynn.
You get yourself something.
Yeah, hey,
real
you
nice.
sponsored the light.
This
You
date is
sponsored the
sponsored
light.
by-
Yeah, you did sponsor the show.
Photography.
So you would just stay at the Estonian. So then it would end in Easton with the option of the person coming back to your room.
Or
for
I could stay at
drinks.
my mom.
Yeah, well, I mean, bringing somebody back to your mom's for drinks is awkward. I'm trying to end the fucking date, so there's a point to where the show.
I thought we were
You know what I
ending it
mean?
at your studio.
No, that's the next day. There has to be some sort of, who wants to watch you go on a date? That's dumb. There has to be an awkward or sultry moment at the end where Kelly
right.
had too much to drink and she's like, how old are you anyways? 22? Come on in. Don't put me on your Snapchat.
Somehow you're a 70-year-old Southern woman.
I'm a grandma, of course.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. I love
So
that.
give us your ideal date. First of all, give us your worst date, your best date, and then we'll mix those two together.
Well, like one that I've already had.
Yeah.
Worst?
Yeah, worst date you've
Well,
ever
it was
been
a
on.
Tinder date during the blizzard of God. What year was that? The one where we had like 20 feet. of snow in New York
96?
City.
95 or 96.
No, it was just a couple
like
years
we-
ago.
No, it was 95 or 96. I
I
think.
think
Yeah,
it was
there
like
wasn't Tinder, though.
2012 or something.
Okay.
Or 2013.
Yes,
I went
you're
to
right.
New York City to meet this guy who owned a hotel.
Of course you
and-
did. First of all, these are the conversations. She'll call me and say this, and then I'll go, just stop. I go, who the fuck trusts a guy who owns a hotel? Like what?
Lived on the Upper East Side.
Yeah,
It was like,
I already know
oh
it's
my
like
God.
the travel in.
Listen, hi, his name is Tom. He owns a lube factory. I'm
Yeah.
going to go on a date. You wouldn't go out with him either. Why would you go out with somebody who owns a hotel?
well, he seemed fine. He seemed funny. And when I met him, though, I like almost died because he was like the weirdest thing ever. And he kept saying to me,
Well, why was he
I
weird?
want
Describe
you-
it for the people that are listening.
you know, is it Charlie Chapman?
Yeah, the
Charlie
guy with like
Chapman?
the Hitler
When he
mustache, and he'd be like,
dances that
"Bah,
with
bah,
his
bah,
legs
bah,
and his
bah."
feet. Well, that's how the guy walked. He was
I'm
like,
into this guy already.
and he kept saying to me, well, why won't you look at me? Why won't you look at me? But I just couldn't because he didn't look anything like his pictures. And it was
Yeah,
freaking me
and him
out.
asking that, he knows the answer to it, but he probably just wanted to be shamed,
and I was just
so he
like,
can
I'm
later
just-
choke himself and masturbate. We've all been there.
But on the
Go
way
on.
to this date, I got into a car accident. So like I damaged my car,
Oh.
and then it was
What
blizzard.
car
I got
was it?
Stuck in the city for a couple days. It was I don't know. I forget what I think my Equinox.
Yeah, what's up? Said the planet.
Actually, I don't remember. But anyway, with that weekend, I
Did
had
you have to
3
stay
dates.
at his hotel?
No, my friend Joey has a penthouse there, and he was
Oh wow.
away. So, but then
Friends
I
with
had
money.
another date and another date. I had 3 dates that weekend, and the
Oh,
second
wow.
one was really good. But because the guy bought me pizza and beer, he thought I was going to come to his apartment and have sex with him.
You don't have to whisper
And,
it. The audio will pick it up.
And my
Do you have
my friend
children in
Joey
your
said,
room?
"Well, did you let him pay for the pizza and the beer?" And I said, "Well, yeah."
First
And
of
he
all, was
goes,
the
"Yeah,
pizza
well,
good? Was it a pizza shop
It
or
was
was it
good.
specialty pizza?
No, it was a bar. It
All
was
right.
like there was one place open in the city that weekend. And Joey's like, if they pay for you, you know you have to sleep with them in New York City. I was like, what?
That's
And
not
he's
true.
like,
Listen,
yeah.
that's not true
That's
because I lived there
prostitution.
for 3 years, and I didn't date anybody, and I found it very difficult to get women in New York when I lived there. Yeah,
Well,
it was
this guy
very
got
difficult.
really mad at me.
Yeah.
He like flipped out because I wouldn't go back to his place. And then there was the third guy. And this one, I liked him the most, but he never told me he stuttered. So when he showed up, he was stuttering for like the first 30 minutes. But he was really cute and really nice. And then after the hour, because we were at like Starbucks, he left and he texted me and he said, he goes, hey, I'm getting certified in tantric massage.
Oh.
Why don't you come over to my place and let me get some hours in? And I was like, you know what? I thought you were the nicest out of all 3, but now I don't. So it was like all 3 were a bummer. But I
Well,
mean, good stories.
The
They were
stutterer could have been just nerves. Maybe he didn't put it in there because he was just really nervous. Maybe during normal times he doesn't, but that's still. I just don't know where people would get the balls to do that. Like, I guess at that point they figure, I got nothing to lose. It's either going to work, listen, 9 out of 10 times,
Hey,
it probably
Barbecue just
doesn't work.
texted me, so he probably just saw you're on.
Hey, Barbecue.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm going to...
That's our joke.
Wait,
how did that ever come about? I was
hold
drinking,
on.
though, that night, right?
Hold on. I'm going to
I didn't understand what that was. I kept seeing that, and I didn't know what that meant.
I think I was live chatting on Instagram, walking through from the train station to my house, and he popped up at the bottom. You know how when you're live, people pop up? And I think I go, hey, Barbecue. I really like barbecue. Just said the dumbest thing ever. And then Mike made fun of me forever.
Okay, I'm going to do my Insta story video. So when I go like this, I need you to go, hey, Barbecue. And then I'll send it to him directly.
All right. Hey, Barbecue.
Is he going to hear that?
I'm going to tag him in it.
He's not going to hear it.
Yeah, how will he hear that?
Oh, yeah, he did. It's loud enough in his headset.
That's so funny.
So you could just FaceTime him and be like, hey, man.
Well, you could take that other clip when I said it the first time, and take that and then use that as a promo.
All right, so going back, so all 3 of these were Tinder dates, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one has good Tinder dates unless you're talking to a guy. Then he just tells you he bangs girls.
So glad I'm beyond all that. If my wife leaves you, I'm screwed because I got nothing.
Terrible. It's so depressing. I match with nobody. One summer I was like really trying to do it and like paid money and was like, I'm gonna get laid. Yeah. And I was just matching with EMTs from New Jersey that had kids, 3 of them, and I was like, out, done.
No, I always.
I'm not even making that's real life that happened.
No, I remember you sending me the pictures.
Yeah,
I know. I always tell my wife if we go and she'll get goofy about some things like, oh, who was there? Who were you talking to? Blah, blah. And I was like, listen, I just show her the picture of what I look like when we were dating and what I look like now. And I was like, I'm not going anywhere. I have committed to this relationship.
You're like, I'm your anchor, baby.
By gaining a lot of weight. So don't worry. We're not going anywhere. You got nothing to worry about.
It's not fun. I hate it. That's why I haven't gone on a date since September, and I do not mind. So the date that we schedule will be my first date in a very long time.
Yeah, the last date I went on, I got stood up.
No, you better go on a date before that.
I haven't. It's not because I haven't had the opportunity. So let's clear.
When's the last time you were stood up?
Stood up?
Yeah.
Do you mean ghosted?
No, my last date, I was stood up. Like they just. Well, I was like, hey, we're leaving, right? And they just didn't answer their phone. That's the last time I went on. That was the last time I attempted to date.
I don't think I've ever gotten stood up.
That was probably 3 years ago, and that fucking bothered me so much. So much that I just haven't dated in 3 years.
I would be excited to get stood up because sometimes I'm like, I'll commit to dates, right? And then all of a sudden, so I have had dates that I've scheduled this past year. And ever since the baby's been born, I just haven't felt like going. So I had a couple dates up in Maine that I would schedule and then
not show up to.
No, I'd cancel. I mean,
I didn't even get a cancel. I didn't get I got nothing. Yeah, it is bad, especially with it's not like we're in our early 20s. I was like, what the fuck? I would have just preferred you said, hey, I'm not interested. Like you didn't have to be rude.
Yeah.
Got it. No, I didn't. Oh, it's injured. It's injured. What's up, bitch? What's up? I train at Finishers. What's up? I don't train there. I love those guys though. So what's the best date you've been on? Besides going down to Palmer when you're dating that guy who was in a cover band and used to go see his band play.
Ugh.
Oh, Johnny from the 90s. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
The best date? I don't know. That's a hard question.
What's your ideal date in the Lehigh Valley?
Was it when a white knight showed up in his white chariot to save you?
Yeah. Was it when
said, "Hey"? Will say, I've had a lot of impulsive dates where I'm just like, all right, I'll go and just
those are the best.
Meet somebody on a whim. I like those. Like when I first moved to Boston, this guy's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I just bought a ticket to the Red Sox game." He's like, "Yeah, I'm going there too. Why don't we meet up at the beer stand?" And I'm like, all right. And I did. And he wasn't that cute, but I still sat with him and his kids.
I had a gal.
Seats.
I had a gal give me a flyer to a play that she was in, and I attended it. And it was so not awkward, but I've never done anything like that. I went by myself. I was in the parking lot on the phone with my brother's wife being like, what do I do? Should I even go in? This is fucking crazy. And then I went in, and then like I wasn't gonna not like see her after the show.
Did you bring her a rose?
I don't know if I did or not. I might have because that was before like my heart just turned to stone. That was when I still tried with women. But I mean, they were the wrong ones, but I was trying.
Well, like I said, before you have put out in this show that you're looking for train wrecks for Wiccan girls, and then
the law of attraction,
Wiccan girls, and then he wonders why he doesn't find nice girls.
Coming from the lady who posts bikini pics and then says, "Why are these things coming in my DMs?" So there's the laws of attraction, Kelly.
I don't mind the messages, honestly. No. The guys that are pretending to be white men, especially they pretend that they're white men in the military. That annoys me. Yeah. Because they're not.
What is that? Stolen valor?
No, it's stolen valor if they claim they have medical or they have
medals.
Yeah, medals. And
that's annoying. Just be yourself.
I won a medal for cross country. It was a relay race in 6th grade.
I know you were not.
It was myself, Lisa Manzo, and Ryan Quartz. And Ryan had long legs, and it cost us. We won. We won.
Great story.
I'm just saying I won medals, and you said I didn't. So I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't know if I gave her flowers, but I remember being so awkward because then her mom was there.
Yeah, I was going to ask for her. Was her family there?
Of course. It was a play. I mean, she was into it that I went, but I mean, what a fucking, I mean, that's crazy. I would never do anything like that now. Never.
She must have been really good looking.
She was.
Yeah, see? Because if she was just all right, you'd be like, I got shit to do.
No, that one was like 90 days of like she made me work. And I did. I didn't give up.
I used to ask guys here when I first moved here if they'd go sailing with me.
Oh, she like called me. Oh, I got a sailing license. Then the next day is I almost fucking killed 2 people on a boat with me. Of course you did.
I don't want to.
Just the fucking people that own the fucking plaza are like, oh yeah, go out with Sue. Sue will teach you how to fucking tie a sailor's knot. Then she goes out and they're like, I don't know, Kelly, it's kind of windy. She's like, we're fine. Next thing she knows, she said she's heading towards another fucking boat. They're panicking. People are fucking yelling.
And this is why I went out and got a boating license. And I've never driven a boat, but I got a boating license, and they're like, "Oh man, you got a boating license to go out." I go, "No, I don't. I'm afraid I'm gonna fucking hit something. I just got a boating license, so in case I ever had to use the boat, then I couldn't get in trouble. That's it." But I watch all those fucking courses.
Not me. I'd still a speedboat. I'd be out on the fucking cigarette boat. No, but it was funny
because one guy I said, "Hey, do you want to go sailing with me and my friend? Do you have experience?" He said no, but he lied. But thank God he did, because when my friend was sailing the boat, she almost hit another boat, and then she almost hit the dock. So he like saved us basically. I went on a second date with him and a third.
Whoa. Wow.
Third date he started to get like weird and jealous.
I bet on date 2 he sunk the ship.
We only kissed.
Yeah,
we only kissed on date 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I lost my.
He was respectful.
I missed a little late on that.
No, you're good. So your turn. What is your favorite? What would be your ideal date in Lehigh Valley? All right, we already got axe throwing down. We got axe throwing. So.
And drinks and apps and activities.
All right, so drinks and apps we can do.
I don't like eating a full meal.
We'll go to.
Uncomfortable.
We'll go to Union and Finch. We'll do it there. I like them. And then it's still on the KP tab, so we'll give them a little business. And then.
Hey, we did. My friend Allie did her Saquon event there. So
I don't know what's Saquon event.
Saquon.
I don't know. Oh. They're good people. I want to have them back on when all this settles.
My buddy was
There's a couple places
one of his high school coaches, and he said he's a really cool guy.
He's a good kid.
Yeah, he said he's honest, and it means a lot. I mean, I'm not a Giants fan, but he he was one of his coaches, and he became friends with them and all that stuff. And they're still, when they were recording a bunch of stuff for the NFL Network, he said he's still like down to earth. It didn't go to his head, which is pretty fucking good, because usually those guys are fucking far gone by this time. Like. He's the guy, which sucks that he went to the fucking Giants because they're not really using him right. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, when he does leave the Giants, he's going to get a huge fucking contract. Yeah. And he's such a good dude. Like, he's with the same girl.
When he was at that event, all these people came for, like, the VIP thing, and I was taking pictures. And he's like, wow, all these people are here to see me. That's what he said.
Yeah, he's really down there. He's just a good dude. Like, I don't know.
I always have that same reaction, except for no one showed up to the event.
Yeah, but that guy who owns that restaurant, he's really nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
check
he
out the
is.
podcast. We obviously don't follow.
We
or
interviewed him.
subscribe.
He's a really good guy.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
What are you listening to?
I'm not listening to anything. It's probably her phone again.
Oh God, is it my kid? No. My daughter did text me because she's asking me for my Netflix password and login.
Don't give it to
Probably
her.
gonna watch Tiger King.
Don't give it to her.
All right.
Wait, Jesse, did you watch it?
I did watch it, and I saw your video.
I know, but do you like the Tiger King? Yes or no?
Yeah, why not? I
like
just
my videos?
I just know enough people from Florida that's pretty much what I.
I thought he was from Oklahoma.
He is from Oklahoma.
He is, but that's Florida shit.
Jeff was from Florida.
That's Florida
The
shit.
guy with the Oakley hat on.
You could input him in fucking Florida. The fact that he went and did you hear that or read the interview where the guy that actually sang his songs? Like that's not really his
wasn't
voice.
him.
No, it's
You
not.
heard it
So
from me.
so as soon as he started singing his songs, I said real out loud, I was like, that's not fucking his voice.
No.
Like it's no way. So there's an actual article, which I can't believe this guy was I could really see him contemplating on even saying that, hey, I'm the one who sang those shitty songs. But basically he was like, he told me it was for a YouTube's for his YouTube channel. And he was like, I just recorded it. And he goes, I didn't even, number one, I didn't get paid for it.
Oh, wow.
Number two, he goes, I didn't even think he was going to like Milli Vanilli the fucking thing. He goes, I thought it was just recording audio in
So
the
I wonder
background.
who owns those songs.
Well,
They
he does.
probably
He
didn't
haven't
do a
signed anything. No, there's no contract or nothing.
Yeah.
So he just used the fuck out of him. But that's not him at all.
No.
Hey, I love that one that I
Sunshine.
recorded.
No,
Oh my God.
the
I
one
woke
with,
up singing that song this morning.
because I love like all the names of
Sorry.
the songs too were like real long. Like he just
I
like
just-
named them what the chorus was.
There's so many good things about that show. And the best is that
Travis.
crazy Carol Baskin,
Oh yeah.
her whole thing, the being the PETA lady and all that stuff, and we got to be nice, is she wanted to take big cats from these horrible people so
But
she
she
could
did
put
the
them in
same
her own
thing.
park and cause
Yeah.
and make people pay to come look at them. And she goes, animals
That's what
shouldn't
I
be in
didn't
cages.
understand.
Animals can't be in cages, and then she puts them in fucking cages.
yeah.
Like if she was
Yeah,
flying
I
them
get
back
that.
to their country or whatever, or where they can flourish, but they didn't do that. She's just a miserable, yuppie asshole who just ride around on her fucking bike and be like, look how, plus she's got tons of money. Hey, her
Kelly would have done all the shit that Kelly is Carol Baskin.
her ex-husband, the one that got murdered by her,
Yeah.
his granddaughter's on TikTok.
I know. I
Did you
saw
see
her.
that? I ran into her
Yeah.
account and she was just like, yeah, because normal people just disappear when they have millions of dollars. And I was like, oh, yeah.
And the whole thing where on the
Sardine oil.
yeah.
the fucking will, it said in case of my death or disappearance.
Yeah, nobody puts that.
Oh, it said that?
Yeah, she changed it over.
Yeah, no one says that
I
ever.
was packing. I didn't see like everything, but
No, it was
enough
good.
to want to make TikToks.
It was good. It was good.
But my TikTok with the bikini as Joe Exotic, like the trans Joe, that one did much better than the other one because I made 2 Joe Exotic ones. And
I like
2
the Carol Baskin one where you're.
Yeah, you like that
Yeah.
one, but nobody else did. I don't know why.
I don't know. I like weird stuff.
Do you think you're going to let him out because of all the sickness?
No, I don't. I mean, he.
How many
was
years did he get?
22, but it wasn't for the Carol Baskin shit. It was because he was killing
Yeah.
fucking tigers.
Yeah.
Like he's a piece of shit.
Of course, they all are pieces of shit.
That's what I'm saying. Is everyone's like, let
That's
him
why-
out?
well,
He's a
that's-
fucking meth head
Well,
who was killing
yes.
and trading
And the fact
tigers,
they
and
were
he
like-
killed a bunch of alligators.
Dude, and that
he
other
talked
guy-
teenagers into fucking them.
But I'm saying that other guy was just like,
I mean, he's definitely cool, but he's a piece of shit.
But he goes, oh, that other guy's like, oh, they're crazy over there, and it's like, and then when it got, he's like, I've sold him tigers, like they're all pieces of shit.
All of them are
I
pieces of
thought
shit.
the best part was that 2 straight men married him.
Yeah, but they weren't gay. They said, well,
They weren't gay.
Could have fucked the, yeah.
If you suck dick
was-
for meth, you're gay.
Yeah, no matter
That
what.
was so funny. Sad
Yeah.
about that Travis kid, though.
I'm really upset that they didn't include all the drug use because there was a lot of it.
They cut a lot out. They said they cut a lot of Carol Baskin stuff out because Netflix thought that she was going to come after them with a lawsuit. But they were saying that there was actually like even more shit.
Oh, I
Like there
believe
was
it.
so much pointing to her doing that. Like, but the guy in Florida reopened the case.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. I don't know. I want to get this date thing going up. I want to wrap this
My
up too.
God, that's so exciting.
You have work tomorrow and
I have
whatnot.
off tomorrow.
All right.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I want to set up the date thing, and
What are you gonna call it?
I don't know.
You need a catchy title.
Yeah, definitely.
Cans for cans.
Mike, shut up.
Little inside joke on that one. Do you want to tell that story?
No, you tell that one.
Kelly, every now and then, we'll close on this story. Kelly, every now and then, will hit me up and then be like, hey, I got this idea, which is why I'm not biting into her TikTok bullshit, because this stuff just comes into my lap every so often. So she was like, hey, man, I want to get fake boobs. And I was like, whatever. And she was like, yeah, but I can't afford them. So I think what I'm going to do is raise the money. And I'm like, well, how are you going to raise the money? And she's like, well, I'm going to collect cans and then recycle them and then get that money to pay for it. And she's like, I'm going to call it Cans for Cans. So then she makes this ludicrous video, which if I could find it anywhere, I would use it as a promo.
I have it.
Yeah, we're going to use it as a promo. I'll cut it into the story.
If you Google it, you can find it because it's like still on that Kickstarter site.
So she builds a Kickstarter for Cans for Cans, and then she makes this video, and she's just like, hey, like, I want your opinion if I should wear this like cowboy hat or not. And I'm like, what? So she's just like sitting in front of like a wall, and she's like, has this hat on. She's like, hi, I'm Kelly Pettis, and I'm gonna be doing Cans for Cans. And then so she I was like, look, I'll help you. I was a bartender at the time. I'm like, I think I can get like a lot of recyclables. The guys at the bar aren't gonna care because it's going to some girl's boobs. So like the bars I was working at were giving me cans. She was collecting them all. And now I want you to tell the end of the story, because that's when you find out how many cans it would take to actually get cans and how wrong your math was.
So I found my dad's receipt because he had brought a bunch of cans to the aluminum place, and I was like,
it was like,
oh
what,
God,
like
he got like $71, and I thought
truckload?
the pounds were like 50 pounds, right? And I was like, oh my God, wow! And he comes home, and I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna get this much money. He's like, Kel, that was $7.50. You know, like it was some ridiculous number. My math was so off. And I was like, wait, what? And he's like, yeah, you get like 5 cents a can. It's not like that much. And I was like, oh my God. But I mean, the long story short, boots in Miami are only $2,500.
No, you don't want those. You don't want those. Listen, you got to get.
You got? She got that.
That's what you want. God.
These were 3,000.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm saying is the
lady. Did you go to Miami for the boobs surgery?
I did a whole mom makeover. Yeah.
Yeah. Because a girl I used to work with,
what a racket that place is.
She dropped like 10 grand, but they're like warranted to the fucking hilt. Yeah, like anything at all, like everything. Like she literally dropped 10 grand, and she was like, "Listen, I looked into everything," and she's like, "If I'm gonna do it, I'm getting the best of the fucking best of the best." Yeah, but she got like 10 fucking grand. So I mean,
and I have a 10-year warranty.
Yeah, but now, right now is
really, Jesse, they're really good.
I'm not doubting it. I'm just saying, but I'm saying now, especially
they're the best investment I've ever made.
The best now is that because none of that stuff is happening, dude, all those prices are gonna fucking drop. They're gonna try to get every money they can. So everything's gonna be super fucking cheap from now on because they're losing everything.
True.
We should start Cans for Cans again since it's gonna be cheap.
No. Yeah, that was funny, and that video is even funnier.
Yeah.
Like,
well, that's what I told her the other day.
My whole family acting in that video.
That's what I told her the other day. I was like,
my dad.
I said, I can't wait for like another 2 to 3 years, and then I can remind you and show you all these dumb TikTok videos of you dressing up like a trans Joe Exotic and pretending to shit in your toilet.
Listen. If you can't have fun, the fuck are we here for?
No.
Who cares?
I'm quarantined here.
I don't care that she does this stuff. I just like making fun of her.
By myself for 17 days now. Like no human contact, and other than Mike on the phone yelling at me in the morning sometimes when I try to call him before 10 a.m. But it's like that's the thing that's keeping me going. And if I'm in here for another 2 weeks, I'm going to make another 20 TikToks.
Yeah.
You know, like.
And just so everyone knows, you're usually drinking before 10 a.m.
No, I'm not. And my TikTok name is Kelly Lynn 2020, just in case anybody wants to follow me.
No, I'll give you a chance to plug everything. I want to thank you for coming on. As much as we fucked around, we owed you a show because you did donate the lighting for the second guest. So I appreciate all the things you do for me. And as much as I bust your ass and make fun of you. You are one of my closest friends, and me picking on you just means that I like you.
I know. You're one of my besties.
No, like I want to marry you. Will you marry me, Kelly?
No. That would ruin the dating show. Come on.
No, I mean, she asked what did I want to talk about, and sometimes it's hard to get people to open up. But what she's done with her work career and what I've seen her do, I said, if it's empowering to women for how much you climbed up in the workplace and like what you get salary and like all of what you actually tell me is like, holy shit, like you run your own shit. Like you did very well for yourself and I know all the shit that you went through. So like, to me, yeah, I mean, not even the hard work. It's the hard work that you had to put up with all the bullshit going on around you. Mm-hmm. So, hats off to what you do. And you're a true testament to single mothers.
Oh yeah. That was like, that was a
the
tough
last
journey,
time I will ever compliment you that much.
Well, that's actually how the show Stalker thing started, because Jesse, he would always say all those wonderful things to me, right? But then on the show, he'd make
that's right. That's right.
And then you guys started doing those like sentiments at the end of your show.
No, what it was is she would be having like a tough time, and then I would be like, hey, you have to remember who you are, you've been through worse than this. And then she would be like, like you always say such nice things about me, like why don't you ever talk about me on the podcast? And then I was like, well, who asks someone to mention them all the time? And then that's when I was like, oh, I'll mention you. And then that's when I started doing my public announcements as a show stalker. But it just, that's Kelly. Hey, you should tell people I'm like that.
He would say so many nice things about me, and he would never let me come on his show. I'm like, well, why don't you just talk about me on your show?
I wouldn't. It's not that I didn't want you on. It was just. But it's funny to me that you're like, hey, I think you should talk about me and tell people that I am nice.
But you gotta understand, because if she did, obviously went through a lot of stuff, and she had more than one excuse that you could have quit, and you didn't quit. So the fact that you did that, you should be talked about, or at least said, hey, like look what she did. This is amazing. You could have just said it one time.
I said it multiple times, I'm sure.
Just saying.
You'd have to go back and listen to all the podcasts that you'd never listened to.
I listened to them.
You're lying. Let's give the listeners the 2 or 3 that are still left. We got Rip Nuts.
I don't know. I think this episode we're gonna have quite a few because they all think I was wearing that other shirt.
We'll definitely pull.
You should pull some promos with that. Just
your family members and I don't know. You probably don't want anyone from work to listen. It wasn't that bad. I had to tiptoe around some
I don't have anybody
stuff
from work following me
that you know of. I follow you all the time, and you have no clue. I go through your garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's.
I'll be there for the move. Let everyone know what your social media is. What is it, like the Gypsy Sisters, which makes no sense. That's on your Instagram.
Gypsy Sister, no S at the end. Gypsy Sister, and then TikTok is Kelly Lynn 2020.
And then your photography Instagram that posts exactly the same as the Gypsy Sister.
Yeah, I don't really use that one.
No, I stopped following it. So Gypsy Sister on Instagram and KP what? For TikTok?
Kelly
Lynn 2020.
Oh, Kelly Lynn. Is Lynn your middle name?
Jesse knows it.
That's because he's a TikToker. I am not a TikToker.
I befriended you on there.
Yes, I know. Mike, Kelly Lynn. Lynn is my middle name. Is that what you were asking?
Yeah. I mean, maybe somebody cares. Not me. All right. Thank you again for coming on. I hope you have a really wonderful move. I'm excited to know when you're not at your apartment so I can come and visit. And when you build the house in Hawaii, I'm going to be excited to stay there when you're not there.
Project manager.
Yeah, I'm going to put out I'll use the promo to cut up the date thing, and then we'll start getting the date thing next week, and we'll at least get the suitors in. And then we can just do the show early. And then we'll do the show in a week or 2, and then we'll just set up the date for after all this nonsense is over. So thank you again for coming on. I know you have a very pressing schedule and you're always extremely busy.
Not right now, actually.
But yeah, so you guys can check her out on social media. You can check out all things Never Again at neveragainstudio.com. That has everything there. And we're giving out coffee with the sweatshirt purchases. And I think slowly, once this starts lifting up, I'm going to start giving away sandwiches with people who come and pick stuff up.
Ooh.
Like I'm going to do Free Sandwich Friday. It's going to be built into the price because I'm not allowed to sell food here. But I'm going to start doing that, and then I'm going to start getting food into people's hands and start getting feedback because I'm going to make a move soon. I'm going to do something with food. It sucks because I'm going to end up staying in this town. I don't want to.
Wait, Jesse, what town do you live in? Nazareth, too?
It's a block from the studio.
I live, about a block from here.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, I live in a very quiet neighborhood.
Not anymore.
Except for the degenerates next door.
You want to shout out anybody?
Nope.
Like a rap song?
Nope.
I'd like to shout out to Marie and Tashi.
Oh, I love Tashi and Marie.
Yeah, Marie wanted to call in, so maybe next time we could try a show with her.
Maybe we can. Maybe we'll have her help pick up. We'll have Marie and Tashi help us pick out the suitors. You know what? You don't get to look at the suitors. It's going to be all Marie and Tashi.
Let them.
Yep.
Yeah, because they're very particular.
Yeah, and then we'll pick one person. Marie picks a person. Tashi picks a person.
But
and
I think
there's a wild card.
I think that adds a little bit that at least you know what they look like, and if we screw with their voices.
No,
then I think that'll really mess you up because then you'll be excited to be like, I hope it's that guy.
Yeah.
She'll be on such pins and needles. Like that's what we want.
Yeah, but we don't want to ruin the show by all of a sudden they think someone's good, and then she really just doesn't like him.
Chuck Woolery? You think Chuck Woolery let the guests see them? No fucking way.
No, but they didn't
care. That was the appeal of
I
the
don't
show.
mind not seeing them. I do trust that you guys would make sure that they're attractive and at least smarter than me.
You know what we're finding our guy right out of Jesse's work. Getting you a jailbird, mama.
Listen, clients. Listen, they got no fucking place to be for at least a couple months. Months.
Cool. I'll reach out to Union and Fitch, and we have some options. We can do the breweries too, because that McCall's coming on, but they're totally screwed during all this.
New one?
Seven Sirens.
Yeah, that's I know one of the owners.
Yeah, that's cool. They're coming on the show. All right.
I think we could do McCall's. Isn't McCall's gonna do like a kind of like a loungy setup?
Yeah, but they're fucked. I think on everything going on. Unless they can build, I don't know. I'm gonna reach out to them because we're switching our whole setup
I think
too.
if they have a loungy setup, that might be a good place to go because then you can kind of just hang out.
This is just
not too loud.
Let's just keep talking
we can
after
film
the
there.
show. Let's just end this fucking show.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on,
Thank you.
Kelly Pettis, show stalker. We weren't supposed to use your last name. We're not going to beep it out. Thank you so much. Be safe. Drive safe. God bless all of you. All of you.
Yeah, and there's her number.
Yes.
And she's single.
No, I'll put the lower thirds down there. You guys can sign up for the Love Show as well.
Email the show. What's the email again?
neveragainstudio@gmail.com.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Bye.
See ya.